This is Chris Medeiros. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, World of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Medeiros, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'll be down there in the description box now. I got 2 TikTok pages, so yeah, go follow them. And I'm here to do my AEW Dynamite September 7th, 2022 reviews. So here we go, discussing about tonight's episode of Dynamite. Now, we kick off the show with the opening, which CM Punk or the Elite was not in at all. So yeah. But then we get Tony Khan. Now Tony Khan sends out a statement regarding the whole situation after All Out. So yeah, he was talking about All Out and stuff. Now, he didn't talk about the fight or anything that happened backstage, but he did say that with what happened at All Out and stuff, that that the AEW World Heavyweight Championship and the AEW Trios Tag Team Championships are now relinquished. And what's going to be happening is tonight we're going to be seeing Death Triangle taking on Best Friends in the 6-man tag team match for the first match of the night for the AEW Trios Tag Team Championships, and then the world title be considered in a Grand Slam tournament, which the tournament is going to be like this. It's going. They said in 2 weeks there's going to be a new world champion, but the tournament is like this. Tonight we're going to be seeing Adam Page versus Bryan Danielson 1-on-1 tonight, and then on Rampage I think it's going to be Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. Winner of the Bryan Danielson Page match, they will be taking on Chris Jericho then next week, and then the winner of the Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara match will be taking on Jon Moxley, and then whoever wins those matches will go on to the finals for the world title. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening, and yeah, that was the statement. But then we kick off the show with MJF. Yep, MJF comes down to the ring and he gets a huge pop from the fans because they are in New York tonight and Buffalo. And of course, MJF is from New York, and you know he's happy and everything being there, talking about, look, I missed you guys. I never meant anything I said. I was just kidding and everything. Like, I did not want to leave AEW. I want to stay here, AEW for life, all that stuff. And then yeah, it was just funny stuff, you know, him trolling around and everything. But yeah, and then we see Jon Moxley come out, and then Jon Moxley was like, "You're full of crap," you know that. MJF was like, "Yeah, screw this, blah blah blah." It was just funny. He was just going off and stuff, talking about he don't care for the fans, he don't care for the company and all that stuff. And then MJF was talking about how, you know what, he'll probably be better off going to go work for the other company, go work, win the world title, and then go work for work with his best friend Cody Rhodes, and then go work for the Game and the other con and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what MJF was saying. Then Jon Moxley was like, I don't got time for this crap. Let's go at it. If you want to fight, let's go fight. If you don't want to, then get the hell out. And then MJF looked like he was ready to fight, but then he decides to get out of the ring, and then that's when Jon Moxley starts cutting his promo, and he cut a pretty good promo. He was saying about how he was supposed to go on vacation up until like 2 days ago and stuff, about what happened after All Out, but he says that he don't mind winning the world title again and stuff like that. So yeah, he says he's going to go after the world title. He says he's going to win the whole tournament and become a 3-time AEW World Heavyweight Champion. But yeah, that's what Jon Moxley said. But it was still a pretty good promo by Jon Moxley. So yeah, pretty good stuff to kick off Dynamite. But up next, it will be the first match of the night. It will be Pac and the Lucha Brothers Death Triangle versus the Best Friends up next on Dynamite for the AEW Trios Tag Team Championships. So yeah, that match will be happening up next on Dynamite. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was the first match of the night. It was Pac, Rey Fenix, and Penta Oscuro, the Death Triangle, versus Orange Cassidy, Trent Beretta, and Chuck Taylor, Best Friends, in a 6-man tag team match, and it was for the AEW Trios Tag Team Championships. So yeah, we'll get this match underway. It was a pretty good match. It was a pretty great opener for Dynamite tonight. What happened during it was at one point, like, Best Friends was going to pick up the win. Oh yeah, and at one point we actually seen Danhausen trying to put a curse onto Pac, but then he gets taken off the apron by Alex outside the ring, and then Alex looks at him, Danhausen puts a curse on him, and then Alex just pushes him in the face, and then that's when Danhausen just punches him in the nuts. So yeah, taking him out. Pac gets out the ring. He was trying to put a curse on Pac, and then Pac had enough of it and just pump kicked him upside the head, taking Danhausen out. But then, of course, like I said, Best Friends almost picked up the win, where we see Chuck Taylor hitting a power driver onto Ray Phoenix, and then while that happened, we see Trent Barretta hitting Strong Zero onto Penta. He pins him 1-2. Pac barely breaking up the pin at the count of 2. And then we get to the ending where we've seen Death Triangle straight up hitting a Canadian Destroyer on all 3 members of Best Friends. So yeah, that was pretty cool, I guess. And then we see Ray Phoenix and Penta taking out everybody else. And then we see Pac climbing up the top turnbuckle, jumping off with the Black Arrow onto Chuck Taylor, and then pins Chuck Taylor for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Death Triangle defeated Best Friends, and they have become the new AEW Trios Tag Team Champions. So yeah, we already got the titles in for only not even a full weekend. We got 2 sets of champions already in AEW. But like I said, I understand about everything. But yeah, Death Triangle are the new AEW Trios Tag Team Champions. Pretty great match, like I said. For that match, I'll give it 3.5 stars. That's why I'll give it great opener for Dynamite. But then after the match ended, we see Dark Order get an interview backstage, talking about, All Out and stuff like that, talking about Andrade and all them. And then we see Jose actually come up, try and bring 10 into their group, and then Dark Order was like, nah, you already know what the deal is, get the hell out of here and all that. And then Andrade comes up and says, here, you're going to need these crutches, and then pass 10 over those crutches that they straight up stole last week. So yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, it was an okay segment, and yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Dynamite. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, we get a one-on-one match. It was Toni Storm, the interim AEW Women's Champion, Toni Storm, versus Penelope Ford in a title eliminator match. Now, this match, it was okay. At the ending, both of them was brawling and stuff. Kip Sabian did came out with Penelope Ford, by the way, but he didn't do nothing. But yeah, both of them was brawling. At the ending, we see Toni Storm hitting the hip attack onto Penelope Ford over there in the corner, and then lifts her up, hitting a jumping DDT, which was pretty damn botched, I'm not even going to lie, and then got the 3 count. So yeah, Toni Storm defeated Penelope Ford tonight on Dynamite. That's what happened. I'll give that match 1.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was okay up until the ending, which it got botched. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see the Acclaim come out with Billy Gunn. They was rapping and stuff, and then we see them get interrupted by Swerve Strickland, and then Strickland was talking about how Max Caster sucks at rapping and all that stuff, and then Max Caster and them was just talking junk to Swerve Strickland, and yeah, they will actually have a rematch for the tag team titles on September 21st. So yeah, it'll be in a few weeks on Dynamite. The Acclaim versus Swerve and Our Glory in 2 weeks. That'll be 2 weeks. So yeah, that will be happening in 2 weeks for the tag team titles. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was a one-on-one match. But before I talk about that match, we got to talk about the interview backstage. And we see Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Ty Mello, and Anna Jay backstage. The Jericho Appreciation Society, they was getting interviewed. Jericho pretty much went on this history thing, talking about 400 years ago, whatever. That's what he was saying. But then he was talking about how he's going to actually win the tournament and then become a 2-time AEW World Heavyweight Champion. That's what Jericho was saying. Which after that, Sammy Guevara starts talking about how he's going to beat Darby Allin this Friday on Rampage. and then got the world title. So yeah, that's what happened there. But then we get to the match. It was the TNT champion Wardlow versus Tony Nese with Smart Mark Sterling at ringside in a one-on-one match for the TNT Championship. And as you guys could expect, Wardlow dominated, hitting some power bombs onto Tony Nese. At one point, he actually almost threw Tony Nese over his head, but he saved him and all that stuff, laying him out with some power bombs, puts his foot on his chest, getting the 3 count. So yeah, Wardlow defeated Tony Nese tonight on Dynamite and has retained the TNT Championship. That's what happened. But then he grabs Smart Mark Sterling, brings him into the ring, not to hit the powerbomb onto Smart Mark. But then we see Josh Woods grabbing Mark and pulling him out the ring, saving him. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then Wardlow was talking about how he's going to keep the TNT Championship and how it's Wardlow's world. So yeah, that's what he said. But up next, we're going to be seeing Bryan Danielson versus Adam Page up next on Dynamite. So yeah, that match will be happening up next. But for that match with Wardlow, I'll give it 1 star. That's what I'll give it. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was a one-on-one match. It was the first round of the tournament. It was Bryan Danielson versus Hangman Adam Page, one-on-one in the Grand Slam tournament. Now, this match, it was a pretty good match. Chris Jericho was watching this match from backstage on the TV monitor. But yeah, like I said, this match, it was really good. Now, was it better than their first 2 matches? Probably not. But it was still a great match between these 2 guys. So, here we go, discussing about it. Now, this match, like I said, very great. At the ending, at one point, we see Hangman actually hitting a dead eye onto Bryan Danielson. It looked like he was almost picking up the win, but Danielson barely kicked out 2. But then that's when Hangman decides to climb up the top turnbuckle, jumps off with the moonsault, but Danielson puts his knees up and stuff. And then that's when Bryan Danielson hit the Psycho knee onto Hangman, and then Hangman decides to roll out the ring. And then that's when Bryan Danielson was trying to hit a suicide dive onto Hangman, but Hangman grabs him, hits a powerbomb onto him on the ring apron. And then that's when Page climbs up the top turnbuckle, jumping off with a moonsault onto Bryan Danielson outside of the ring, and then throws him back into the ring, gets on the apron, trying to hit the buckshot lariat onto Bryan Danielson, but Danielson ducks underneath the clothesline. And then that's when he grabs Page and then runs him to the ropes, rolling him up for the pin with the bridge, getting the 3 count. So yeah, Bryan Danielson defeated Hangman Adam Page tonight on Dynamite. That's what happened. Really good match still. I'll give that match 4 stars. That's why I'll give it. Great match between Adam Page and Bryan Danielson. So yeah, I think it'll be next week. It'll be Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho one-on-one. So yeah, that match will be happening, I think, next week. This is a rematch for their match All Out. So yeah. But, and then after that, we see a great video package with Jungle Boy talking about how he's going to get revenge on Luchasaurus and Christian Cage. Christian will be out of action for a while, getting surgery and stuff for his injury, but he said he's going to go after the Luchasaurus now. So yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was the main event. It was the ROH Pure Champion Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia, one-on-one for the ROH Pure Championship. And yeah, Daniel Garcia came out with West Side Gun just rapping his song or whatever. The rap was I guess it was alright. I don't know. But of course everybody was going off cheering for Daniel Garcia because they are in his hometown tonight. And he was booed the hell out of Will Yuta, but cheering the hell out of Daniel Garcia. We'll get to the match. It was a pretty good match. It was a good main event. At one point we see Will Yuta try to pin him with that seatbelt pin, but he couldn't get his leg locked, and then Daniel Garcia kicked out 2. And then we see Daniel Garcia lock on that sharpshooter at the ending, making Will Yuta tap out. So yeah, Daniel Garcia defeated Will Yuta tonight on Dynamite and has become the new Ring of Honor Pure Champion. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then after he won the title, of course, the fans was cheering for him. Confetti fell down. And then we see Bryan Danielson get into the ring. Will Yuta shook Daniel Garcia's hand. And then that's when Bryan Danielson grabs the title away from Daniel Garcia and tells him to turn around, Then puts a title onto him, and then shook his hand and all that with Chris Jericho looking up on the ramp, just upset about it. So yeah, that's what happened there. It was a pretty good match between Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia. So yeah, for that match, I'll give it 3.5 stars. For match of the night, I'll probably say it was Bryan Danielson versus Adam Page. That was a pretty good match. But yeah, tonight's Dynamite, it was an okay episode. Nothing really too special. I'll give that episode 7.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was an okay episode, like I said. Actually, I'll give it 7 stars. That's why I'll give it. Like I said, it was alright, but of course, whatever plans was made for Dynamite was obviously scrapped in a few days because of what happened at All Out. So yeah, which is kind of understandable, but yeah. But yeah, that's been my AEW Dynamite reviews. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. They'll all be down there in the description box. And I'll see you guys later for this Friday Night SmackDown reviews. See you guys later. Until then.